Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today is a little bit different of a video than I normally would do. Today's kind of like a sit down, talk, chill video, and I feel like this is not only important for me to make, maybe to help like other people, but definitely to hold myself accountable because this semester is gonna be a fun one, if I'd say. Yeah, I'm a nursing major and I am about to start my first clinical semester, which for those of you who don't know, I was placed at a clinical setting and I'm going to be beginning my first rotations, which is terrifying but also so exciting. And I also have I'd say pretty difficult classes this semester, but you know what? We're gonna get through it and come out in May and be like, oh, we made it. I'm not even gonna say we breezed by that, we made it. But, so I made a list of a couple things that I've really been thinking about over break that I wanna incorporate into my weekly routine. I'm definitely not gonna say daily because as any other major, but especially nursing gets very overwhelming and it's very hard to be able to fit everything in. But that's why I'm saying weekly, because I definitely want to get these tasks done. Try every day, but I'm not gonna stress too much if it's just once a week, or not once a week, but like a couple times a week. Anyways, so that is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start with number 1, which is meditating. So before my stats final, for those of you who don't know, my stats class was, believe it or not, the most stressful class that I took this past semester, which was more troubling than my nursing classes. But my stats final really gave me like a ton of anxiety. I found myself cramming and like studying for hours and hours each day. And one night I brought up to my roommates how we should do like a past life regression. And I think it came up because we were talking about like if you believe in your past life or not, and I definitely do. But we decided that we were going to do this meditation, past life regression thing that my friends did over the summer. And we meditated for like 35 minutes. It felt like 5, but it was, I'm not even kidding, like no exaggeration, the most calm I've ever been in my entire life. And I definitely need that because your girl is a mess sometimes. For you, like literally most of you know me, and if you know me, I can get really anxious. But with that being said, meditating really like cleared my mind and I was ready to study again after it, even though it was at midnight. Like we did this meditation at midnight and I still felt so energized after and so ready, and my mind was clear and it just felt great. So that is number 1. Number 2 is try to eat healthier foods. So I'm honestly a pretty healthy person. I love like fruits and vegetables. I love whole foods, but I also love taquitos and Kraft mac and cheese and Ben & Jerry's. And I'm not saying I can't have that because I'm still gonna have that. But I also, if you know me, I've had a very bad energy tiredness problem within the last couple of years, and they can't find anything wrong. Long story short, they think that maybe we should try making a few adjustments in my diet. Maybe take out gluten or take out dairy or blah, blah, blah. I don't like to do that. I've done both. They haven't helped. So instead, I'm just gonna be following like a 80-20 rule where 80% of the foods I'm gonna be eating are definitely gonna be like whole foods or not as like artificial or processed. But again, I don't restrict myself from foods ever. I find that it can be really, really bad for my mental health. So basically I am just going to be trying to incorporate more whole foods in my diet, because I would say now it's honestly like 50-50, which isn't great. Definitely not great, but at least we have an even amount. This is gonna be the first thing I do to hold myself accountable for all of my goals for this spring 2021 semester. Okay, so we have meditation, we have food. Another thing I love to do, this is number 3, is painting. And Sarah and I recently got a paint by number, and it has been very tedious, but it has also been very like mind releasing, very calming, and I love it. So my plan is to try and find a book that's like a painting book, and I'm gonna try and do that at least once a week because it just gets my mind off of everything. It's a really nice way to kind of wind down without looking at a screen all the time, and it's just really soothing to me. So that is number 3. Number 4, I have read, and I love to read. My favorite books are definitely more like mystery books. I'm not really into the romance books because I'm also not really into romance movies, but I love mystery books, and a book that I definitely can recommend is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware, I think that's her name. I think it's one of the best books I've ever read, and I recently just bought another book from Savers, and I think it's called Don't Let Go, but I haven't read it yet, and I really want to start it. So that is another thing that I definitely want to incorporate, and I know I'm not going to have time to be reading hours upon hours every day because it's just gonna be a very, very heavy workload semester, which I'm ready for, but I also need to remember to incorporate things that make me happy that aren't homework or looking at a screen or sleeping, because I definitely would do that instead. But this is just kind of gonna keep my mind going actively, but still kind of relaxing a little bit from all the schoolwork. Okay, this next one, number 5, I believe. Number 5, meditate, paint, read, food, yes. So number 5, my goal is to be asleep by 11, and that might not sound too early to be considered like a good night's sleep, but I go to sleep at like 2-3 a.m. and I have the morning shift for clinical. I go in at 7 a.m. so I'm probably gonna be waking up like 5:15, and that is like literally when I would go to bed now. So 11 is pretty good, but definitely like before 11 would be great, like before 10. But again, I'm trying to set realistic goals. 11 is gonna be where I set that mark, but that is the goal. Obviously weekends are different, it depends on what I'm doing, and also it depends on if like the Bachelor's on that night, or I don't have class next morning, or my class doesn't start till 9, I don't know, whatever the situation is. But overall, let's try to get to bed by 11. Another thing that I want to implement into my weekly routine is going on more walks. If you know me, sometimes I can slip into like, when I work out, sometimes it just doesn't end up being best for me. And so I definitely want to try and, I'm not gonna say work out, but I definitely want to be more active, because since where COVID's going on and since I'm remote, it's really hard for me to feel motivated to get up when I can just lay on the couch or do my homework and lay on the couch and pretend I'm doing homework. So I know Carly and I have been well, you guys don't know this, but Carly and I have been talking a lot about going on walks, and usually every single time she asks me, I always make up an excuse why not to, and then I feel bad because she never ends up going on one. So we're going to try and implement a walk, hopefully on the same day as like our meditation. That will be like our late night wind down. But we live on such a beautiful campus. We live right on the water, so I feel like I need to take more advantage of it, try and get in that exercise, get in that like activity. Hopefully that will also help with my energy levels, because like I said, for years now I've been really struggling with my energy levels. So while I figure that out, I figure if I implement these techniques into my weekly routine, maybe that will also help my doctors figure out, you know, what's going on. Another thing that I want to do is I want to be able to make time for YouTube, because ever since I was like super little, ever since I was like 6 years old and I started watching my first makeup videos of Juicy Star 07, only the real ones will know her, I have always wanted my own YouTube channel, and thank you, Sarah Kelly, for making one and being brave and taking that first step, because you really inspired me to make my own. And now that I have, it is just like, I love making YouTube videos. I love editing. I love watching them over and being able to look back, and I want to keep doing this literally until I'm old and I don't know how to work a computer. So I still want to be able to make time for YouTube videos. I know this is going to be really hard because I'm really trying to jam pack a lot of things into my week, and it probably will, my YouTube videos will definitely go down to probably once a week, but I'm going to allow myself to be okay with that because I'm still making time to do it. I'm still making time to do things that make me happy, because this makes me so happy. So now that I'm on break, obviously I'm posting like 3 times a week, but definitely when school starts up next week, it's probably gonna go down to once. But again, that's just something that I'm gonna really try and hope to get in my weekly routine. I'll probably set a day of the week that I plan on posting, because a lot of people on YouTube that I watch do that. They usually set like a day that they're gonna post and give themselves that day. So I'll probably do that. The next thing that I want to do is drink at least 4 of these water bottles a day, or if it's my other Yeti one that's the bigger size, I think it's 32 ounces, which is a liter, 3 of those a day. I already drink a ton of water. Like, if you know me, I love water and I drink a lot of water. But with that being said, since I wake up at 11 and I usually go for a coffee after that, it'll be like 3 p.m. ever since break started, and I'm like, oh my god, I haven't drank any water today. So that is something that we are also going to be implementing, but usually it's pretty good when the school semester comes around. Usually I get better at drinking my water, but I'm just gonna throw it in to hold myself accountable. So 4 of these or 3 of the other ones, and only 1 coffee a day. Max. There's a test, sometimes 3. Okay, next one. So the next one is kind of basic, and I feel like a lot of people do this, but journaling. I have tried journaling in the past, but I always put so much pressure on myself to like write such detailed journal entries, so that way I would look back and be like, oh, I know exactly how I was feeling this day, or exactly what I was doing that day. That's not what I mean. I mean journaling like, went to Starbucks with the girls, something like that, or like, I'm really annoyed today, or whatever, just so that way I can not ignore if I'm annoyed, or if I'm mad or sad, or if I'm happy. Like, I want to be able to remember these things and also be able to deal with them without like just going to bed and forgetting about it, because I feel like that's a healthier way of thinking. So that is definitely next on the list. That is something that I'm very serious about, very excited to do, because I think it'll really make a change. Okay, we're nearing towards the end, but the next thing that I want to do, and I've already gotten a head start, is just be more organized with my due dates and everything. So last year I was very organized. I always knew when something was due. There was never like an oh shit moment, this is due and I haven't done it. But last semester, especially being in my apartment and being completely remote, there were days where I just would like, my professor would be like, okay, so this reading was due today, and I'd be like, didn't happen. So what I want to do is be more organized, back to the way I was before. So I bought this from Target. I think it was like $3, but this side, it says things I should get done, and this side is kind of like a weekly thing. So this is kind of going to be more for like the yoga and the reading and the painting and that type of stuff. And then I have this monthly calendar that I've had a monthly calendar before. Last semester I forgot to buy one, and I realized how lost I was without it, because my monthly calendar that hangs on the wall saves me. Like, I'll look at it and be like, oh my God, my essay is due tomorrow, something like that. So got this, and then I also got a new agenda, and I like my agendas, I really do, but I always stop using them, as like everyone does. Everyone always plans to use their agenda, never happens. And I realized it's just because I don't like the setup of the ones that I use. So this one I found at Target. It just says 2021 weekly planner, and I believe this was like $13 or something, but has a little sticker page. It's not really why I bought it, but it's fine. But basically, it's kind of like a little binder one. And those are that's like the monthly view. But the reason I bought it, because I probably won't use the monthly view, because I'll use this. But the reason I bought it was because I really like the way, hold on. I really like the way that the days are organized. I like how it has these little lines on the side so that I can write like what order, because I like to write what I have to do, but I also like to write what order I have to do them in. And then there's just a nice block of space for me to put all of my assignments. So this, and the chalkboard thing are definitely 100% going to keep me on track this semester, because I have a feeling it's going to be so easy to forget things that are going to be due. Okay, this is the last thing that I'm going to be talking about today, but I feel like it truly is one of the most important ones. And that is to not sleep through my classes. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think I slept through my classes. I don't even know how many times last semester, and it's because we're remote. It's just like I just have to log on to my computer, which seems so much easier than going to class, but knowing that I actually have to get up and go to class makes me get up and go. Like when I'm just like, oh, I just have to sit at my computer, whatever, it doesn't matter if I'm there, that's when I do it. And I mean, I have a feeling each of my classes are going to have mandatory attendance anyways, but my classes last semester did too, and I still slept through them. So I just plan on waking up, and this will also go hand in hand with the getting enough sleep, because most of the time I was going to bed at like 1 a.m. and I knew going to bed at 1 a.m. I was like, I'm skipping my 8 a.m. tomorrow. But I'm definitely not doing that this semester unless I'm sick, because obviously that's different. When you're sick, you don't end up like go to class anyways, but hoping for a healthy semester. So hopefully I won't have to miss any classes in the morning, and that is the goal. Okay guys, so that is my goals for my spring semester. It's definitely going to be the most challenging semester I've ever had, but I'm also really excited. It's like one of those things where you're just stepping outside of your comfort zone and you're very excited to do it, but you're so scared at the same time. So that's me right now. I am terrified, but so excited, and I can't wait to finally be in a clinical setting and be with patients and really get to see if nursing is the major for me, because for 6 years, this is all I've known I wanted to do. So this is kind of the moment that I've been waiting for, and I'm really excited. And obviously you guys will get updates on how I'm doing and, you know, how it's going. And obviously if I've followed the rules from this video, but other than that, I'm just hoping for a happy semester, a healthy semester, and a successful semester. So good luck to everybody starting their spring semester. Only a couple more months and it's summer. Hopefully COVID will be under control since we have a new leader. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope that if you guys are struggling too, this video helps you and we can both keep each other on track. But other than that, I will see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.